Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run, where we take a random character and random weapon and try to beat Danger 5 with it. This video is going to be going up beginning of February, so if my timing is correct, then Brotato has just been released on Game Pass and also has just been ported to the PlayStation 5, meaning that there's probably a lot of new players discovering the game for the first time. So if that's you, definitely welcome to the game. It's a great game, surprisingly deep strategy, and something that I have enjoyed way more than I was expecting. Definitely have gotten my money's worth out of this game, for sure. If you're looking for guides or wanting to learn more about the game, then definitely explore my channel. I have a guide up for every single character, as well as numerous alternate builds for every character, tier lists for different weapons, for enemies, unlock order guides if you're looking for orders in which to play the characters. Definitely explore my channel. There's a lot of information there, and also feel free to ask any questions that you want to know the answers to. I will do my best to answer them, and the community in my comments is super friendly, super knowledgeable, so, you know, if you are wondering anything, definitely ask away. Alright, let's jump in and see what character we get this time. I'm going to hit random and just kind of see what we get. We've got the Hunter. So Hunter is one that I've already done for the random run, so we're going to skip that one. And we have the Cyborg. Cyborg, I think, is going to be pretty tough. You may also have noticed a cut there. I just went to check to see if I'd done Cyborg already, and I have not. My class guide for Cyborg, I actually recommended using screwdrivers because you can build them alongside the Cyborg's engineering talent in order to turn them into powerful melee weapons. So that's what I did for my class guide for the Cyborg. But with a random weapon, we are pretty unlikely to get one that scales with engineering, meaning in the second half of the waves, all of our range damage is going to disappear, and we are going to have only engineering, making it pretty difficult for us to clear things in the later waves if we're stuck with a random weapon. Of course, we do still have a minigun, and we can lifesteal and try to just stay alive for the second half of waves, but it's going to be pretty tough for us, I think, to be making money when we're doing that, since we won't be clearing the waves as quickly. Let's see what we get, and whether, you know, we can try to make the best of it. Alright, so we got the submachine gun, so we're basically all in on ranged damage weapons. Which is definitely going to be an issue for this character. In the early waves, of course, losing all our flat ranged damage and turning it into engineering doesn't matter at all because we were only doing 1 damage anyways. Notice that the numbers turn blue at the top there. That tells you that you've gone into your engineering mode. We do, because we had great early weapons, get 61 materials. I tend to think that 54 to 56 is what you typically expect to end Wave 1 with, and that's like a good run for most characters. 56 is kind of the upper end, so 61 is great. We're already ahead on the economy curve here. I'm going to pick up some harvesting, because getting early harvesting is really good, although maybe I should just grab range damage because it scales so insanely well for this character. This is interesting, because we get 3.5 range damage per range damage we pick, I believe. So I'm just going to pick that. It's so powerful to pick that up early. I'm going to grab another submachine gun, and we will definitely lock the bat. We want as much lifesteal as we can get. So Cyborg, one thing that's interesting about Cyborg is that they secretly have the best healing item in the game, the minigun. Second best, actually, after the flamethrower and like legendary weapons and stuff. But minigun fires so rapidly that, and lifesteal in Brotato is based on damage instances, not total damage dealt, that it actually is an incredibly powerful healing item as well as being a very good damage weapon. That means that any lifesteal we get is going to be very valuable on this character, so it's something that we should really strive to pick up. Here, I think what I'm going to do, because we have a minigun already, we don't really need to hard roll for weapons. I'm going to lock the bat, I'm going to buy the lens, and I'm going to roll for another item. Because this gives us more chances of finding submachine guns, sure, but also more chances of finding an economy item, or even another lens, which is probably the best case scenario. And then we'll pick up another submachine gun and go to the next wave. Normally, you want to, of course, roll for weapons, because you're trying to fill out a weapon set and get your synergy tags online as quickly as possible, but this character, with the guns, the synergy tag just gives you additional ranged additional range, which isn't that important anyways. So you don't really need to hard roll for guns. And of course, this character starts with a minigun, which is going to be your main ranged weapon regardless. So you don't really need to worry about it. I think I'm going to roll here. I could take luck, but I think I want harvesting or ranged damage. And yeah, I'll just take some harvesting. I really like getting harvesting going early, so we're just going to do that. And then if I buy the submachine gun and the lens again, I can throw in one more reroll, lock a submachine gun, lock a lemonade, and then go to the next wave. We are going to be looking for turrets, landmines, any item that we can have that scales off of engineering. Because right now, of course, none of our weapons scale off engineering, so it's going to be extremely difficult for us to clear in the second half of waves. As you can see already, our damage is not keeping up because all our range damage turns into engineering, which we aren't using. Still able to kill a lot of enemies. I'm leaving a lot of materials on the ground, which I don't like. We've left 14 on the ground, which is pretty bad there. I'll take 6% speed. That is just a level 2 upgrade, so it's nice to have. And then obviously we don't care about any of this, so let's re-roll it. And here I actually think we've got enough range damage right now. I'm just going to take some more harvesting and try to get that going. Because I found those 2 lenses, I feel like I can afford to invest more in economy items. Obviously we can't build melee damage or elemental damage on this character, so we don't need to try that. I'm going to buy this and throw in one more reroll. I'm saving the bat. I've left it locked, which has cost us a few looks at other items, but I think it's going to be really good, but I don't want it to cost me harvesting too early. And then we'll definitely buy both of these and go to the next wave. So the trick here is going to be to figure out how we clear the second half of waves in the mid to late game. For now, the base damage of our weapons, even as our range damage disappears, is still enough to kill enemies. Not every enemy every time, but you know, we still have reasonable clear speed just with the base damage of our weapons, even without any ranged damage. All right, I don't know if there's any chance of us killing this loot alien. I'm gonna give it a try. Looks like no. So that's unfortunate. I spent a lot of my damage there trying to kill that loot alien. I will take 8 harvesting, though. That gets us to 20. And here I will buy this, and lock the turret. This will, of course, be doing good damage in the second half of the wave, because it will scale off our engineering. So that's a very good item for us. And then that's it. Let's go to the next wave. It was okay for me to buy the bat there, so how harvesting works is you get 5% of your harvesting at the end of every wave, and it rounds up. So if you have 21 harvesting or more, you gain 2 every wave at the end of every wave rather than 1. So it's really nice to get to 21. Since we had 20, it was fine for me to decrease it, and I'll try to find another harvesting item to reach that 2 per wave point. Already really starting to struggle in terms of wave clear, but we're still making decent money at this point. Let me take this harvesting. That gets us up to 24, and then I will still take 2 ranged damage. That's going to be a lot. I don't really need attack speed at the cost of lifesteal, so let's not do that. Roll again. I'm going to definitely take the butterfly, and yeah, I'm just going to take all 3 of these items, and I will throw in another reroll here. I definitely want landmines. Do I even want to upgrade my SMGs that much? Right now, we're just scaling off our miniguns. I think it's probably worth it. We basically have to make all our money in the first half of the waves, and of course, we need enough damage that we can kill the elites before all our damage turns into engineering, so that's the other important aspect of this. I'm going to take the compass as well, I think. 1% speed is not good enough. So I'm grabbing Ugly Tooth there because if we don't manage to burst down the elites in the first half of the wave with our very high range damage output, we're going to want to have slowed them so that we can dodge away from them, and it'll help in the later portions of the wave to be slowing enemies. Especially since we have the SMG and the minigun, we instantly get enemies to the maximum level of slow, because you only need to hit them 3 times to slow them the maximum amount. Once again, the stupid loot alien spawned in the second half of the wave, which it has to. It can't spawn at the beginning of the wave, but we're just not going to have the damage to kill it, since our weapons don't do damage. So we've missed out on 2 loot boxes because of that. Take another bat for more lifesteal. I want to get to about 10% or 15% lifesteal is about where I like to be usually. And then landmines will help, again, clear in the second half of the wave. We only get 1 engineering from that, or actually 2/3 of an engineering from that, since the Cyborg reduces our engineering by 75%. I could get Alien Tongue. This would give me slightly better healing off of consumables and slightly better pickup, which is something we've been struggling with, just picking up materials off the ground. And it only costs me 37 because we save the 9 since we'll get a free reroll. I think that is worth it. I'm going to do that. I will probably not buy a Peaceful Bee. We do want dodge. We do want harvesting, but losing 2.5 range damage is a lot. Is that even remotely worth it? I'm going to guess no, although... yeah, I think I can't afford to reduce my range damage by taking Peaceful Bee. I think that's a very close pick there, actually. Like, closer than you might think. I'm tempted also by the defective steroids just for 2 max HP. Our max HP is very bad. And I'm also looking at this pumpkin. Pumpkin reduces my percent damage, but we have a minigun which has native piercing. It's got piercing already on the weapon, so increasing the piercing damage will help a lot in the early game as well. I think I will buy the pumpkin. So I think I'm passing on the Peaceful Bee. I might have taken it if it had shown up earlier, because then we'd have been more able to... we'd have benefited from the harvesting more. In the early half of this wave, I should try to let the big slashers spawn. I should let the eggs hatch. In the second half of the wave, I don't want to let them hatch. Actually, I shouldn't have let that one hatch. Because we... no, that one was fine, but this one I shouldn't let hatch, ideally. Because our damage has just suddenly gone down a lot, so we're going to have a hard time killing the big slashers. Our weapon attacks obviously don't do that much anymore. We're basically playing this whole round with an enormous damage, or enormous economy penalty. Because we can stay alive in the second half of these waves, mostly, but actually making income off of them is quite difficult. I'm going to take 9% speed here. It's a level 3 upgrade, and we need some movement speed. We'll buy this and this, and roll. Broken Mouth is a great find, as is a 4th lens. Wow, we are really getting fortunate on these. I need more max HP. I'd like to hit about 50 alongside some armor and dodge before we get to our first elite. So Broken Mouth is a great start there. I think our damage is high enough at this point that we should be able to kill the elites pretty quickly. Basically, I'll just need to focus them down at the start of the wave before all our damage turns into engineering. My goal is to hit 10% lifesteal, 50 HP, and something like 3 or 4 armor before the first elite wave. And then, of course, obviously we want to keep increasing that. Hey, come on, step... they aren't stepping on that landmine. Okay, they did. They finally did it. Oh, I shouldn't have stepped on that landmine, because I triggered my own landmine at a time when it wasn't going to hit anything. Alright, so you can see even with 6% lifesteal, we heal quite quickly, thanks to our SMGs and minigun. Want to go through here, and I was trying to pick up all these materials, but didn't quite make it before the end. I'm going to take 3 armor here. We need defensive stats, I think, and I do want attack speed and crit chance, but armor I think is going to be more useful at this point. And here I'll take 15 luck. We have no luck, and luck is really good. Upgrade our weapons. That will help a lot with our damage, and buy another landmines for wave clear. Still going to buy a fertilizer. The 8 harvesting will pay for itself pretty quickly. I believe I also do want a boxing glove, so we'll take this. And the reason for this is that the rib cages in wave 11 and later waves are going to... we're going to want to push them back. And combined with Ugly Tooth, boxing glove will let us survive them even when we're not able to kill them easily. And I will take both of these items as well, so we're just locking everything pretty much. So what I'm trying to do here, I messed that up, but I'm trying to defend my landmines in the early half of the wave so that we've got landmines on the table for when all our range damage turns to engineering. It's not working as well as I'd have liked, but that was the idea anyways. Once our range damage turns to engineering, the landmines get much, much more effective, of course, so I'd rather have them not go off until then. Now we've got a lot less damage outgoing, and of course a bunch of enemies. We've still got our turret picking off the occasional guy. There we go. Pulled them, grouped them all together, pulled them all over that landmine, and we still made okay money this wave. Can I get them to go over this landmine? Yes, perfect. So that's why we really were happy to pick up those landmines. We were able to make a reasonable amount of money this wave. Yes! Alright, I got it right at the end. Very happy with that. 10 harvesting, I don't think we actually need. I'm going to reroll this. This might look a little weird because we got a level 3 harvesting upgrade, but I think I need either a higher level lifesteal upgrade or just more damage. Maybe some defensive stats as well. I'm going to take 3 armor again, I think. Attack speed is less good on this build, of course, because our weapons already attack really, really fast, so it's not that important. I don't know if Crown will pay for itself, but if I get any other harvesting item, it probably will, so I'm going to go with Crown for now. We'll take all these. We'll roll again. Sunglasses is a good way to increase my crit chance. So SMGs only crit for 1.5 damage, and miniguns for 1.75. Most weapons crit for 2x damage. So crit chance is worse on these weapons than it is on other weapons. However, these weapons have such insanely high attack speed that any non-attack speed damage stat is just good to pick up on these weapons. And of course, we have incredibly high flat ranged damage. So anything we can get that multiplies our damage is really good. So I think it's still worth taking the sunglasses here. I'm going to go to wave 10. I need some percent damage too, because our flat damage is so high, any percent damage is a big boost for us. The other reason I really want to boost my movement speed, right, is it lets me... There's fewer enemies at the start of waves. I shouldn't have stepped on that mine. There's fewer enemies at the start of waves, and I want to be able to move between them really quickly so that I can farm as much as possible before we lose all our damage. Trying to defend this mine for another 2 seconds, and then there we go. Kept both mines alive until they turned into engineering. I don't know if we're going to be able to... Yeah, okay, I did kill that. I was hoping I could, by manually stepping on the mine and triggering it there, use only one mine to clear that big crowd, but they did still manage to hit both landmines. Alright, we're going to pull them into the middle of that group. Heal up with our lifesteal. And again, not great income, but could be worse. I'm going to just take 1 range damage. This is... So a level 1 range damage on the Cyborg is the equivalent of a level 3.5-ish range damage on any other character. So it's actually a higher level upgrade than the fingers would be. And then here, any percent damage is so valuable. I'm kind of tempted by this, but I think we can reroll for a higher level upgrade. I'll take 2% lifesteal, actually. I do want another harvesting upgrade because I took the crown, but lifesteal is really important. We need that before we hit this elite. Very happy to get another turret. That will help with later on wave clear, and we will take a wheelbarrow as well. Yes, we do lose an armor, but we have a crown and everything, so that's going to pay for itself pretty quickly. Incendiary turret is an incredible find for us. Super happy with that. That's going to be a huge amount of wave clear in the second half of these waves. And Sharp Bullet is another reason that we picked up Pumpkin, is because I wanted to find Sharp Bullet. Sharp Bullet affects our turrets, so this will give these guys piercing attacks as well. Really valuable there. I don't think I want the Alien Worm, even though I do want max HP. We've got only 1 consumable heal, so let's roll past that. And then definitely take Gentle Alien, definitely take Landmines. The question is, do I take a Rocket Launcher? This is a good way to clear enemies early in the wave, but do I actually need that? I don't think I do. I think we've just got so much damage, I don't need the Rocket Launcher. You can see our knockback is helping a lot with the rib cages here, and this time I didn't buy a whetstone, and defeat my own plan. The first real test is going to be... well, the Elite is going to be the first real test. I guess this is the first test of whether my build is working, like, at all, this wave. And then the Elite is the first sort of real test. And then wave 14, as is so often the case, is the one where we are most likely to lose this round. But you can see, as these guys are speeding up, because I have the boxing glove, and we attack so rapidly, we're able to push them back, so I'm not just constantly taking hits from the rib cages, so that's always good. I'm going to take lifesteal here. That gets us to enough lifesteal that we're actually healing pretty reasonably. Definitely gentle alien. Definitely muscly dude. This is 5 HP for 100. Very happy with that, and we'll take the landmines. I did not manage to get any dodge, but we hit our 5 armor, almost our 50 HP, and if I find more HP, then I'll pick that up. I will take the compass as well, just for some more move speed. And then I will do one more reroll. We've only rerolled once. Let's definitely take the recycling machine. That will still pay for itself for sure. Ritual gives us 2 things we really badly want, and an upgraded SMG will help us burst down elites. Alright, so I'm going to find where it's spawning and hope we can kill it very, very quickly. Which hopefully, we should be able to. I mean, this build is such high damage because it's the Cyborg. And there we go. So I cleared out the Elite immediately using our very high damage. Now we just have to survive the rest of the wave. This incendiary turret, I think, is going to... There's no way in vanilla Brotato to tell how much damage it does, but I think the incendiary turret is going to be a huge portion of our wave clear. Having just 1 or 2 of those is a big deal. They're interesting because they don't stack very well, but they are the highest DPS turret. So if you get 1 or 2, it's a huge boost to your wave clear. You don't want to stay on level 2 turrets if you're going a wrench build because they stack poorly, but having 1 or 2 is a big deal. 30% damage, great. Yeah, we lose 6% attack speed, but we need percent damage more than anything else. And here we'll take 3 flat range damage for sure. I'm going to... So Alienize is interesting. It's a non-weapon source of damage that will scale off our percent damage on our HP and doesn't care about our range damage getting turned into engineering. So that's definitely something that we could buy. We'll definitely take this and this and this. And then I think because the numbers work out pretty cleanly, I'm going to buy the Alienize. This can help us, again, kill stuff in the second half of the waves, which is the difficult part for us. I will take Potato for sure, and Alloy gives us a bunch of range damage and some critical chance and nothing else. We lose 6% dodge. I think dodge is actually something I want to start building, but can I give up 9 range damage from the Alloy? Probably not. I think I'd better lock the Alloy. 9 range damage and 5 crit chances makes it so much quicker for us to kill elites. By the way, I think this is one of the rare builds where elites are actually easier than hordes, because all our damage is so front-loaded. If all we have to do is kill the elite in our boss wave rather than survive a whole horde, it's much easier for us to burst it down before our damage swaps over than to have to worry about clearing out the horde after our damage swaps over. Basically just dodging around. You'll notice that just because our weapons attack so quickly, we still actually can kill things with our weapon attacks, even wave 13, even with 0 flat range damage. So that's always something that's fun about the Cyborg, is you get to still actually kill stuff with your weapons in the second half of the wave sometimes. So our income isn't incredible, but it's actually better than I was expecting. I was kind of expecting this to be worse in terms of income per wave, partly because my harvesting is quite good. I'll just take the level 1 range damage, and now I will still decrease. I know I'm losing knockback, Don't worry, this time I'm doing this with eyes wide open, but we're past wave 11 anyways, which is when we really needed the boxing glove for, so while we are destroying our boxing glove by taking this whetstone, it's definitely still worth it. And then we've got 3% dodge, which we're going to decrease to negative 3% with the alloy. I think that's okay. It's possible I should have bought the alloy first, because we're going into the Wave 14 Elite, and that would be more damage, and I probably need that more than the healing. I think we'll have plenty of damage to just kill the Elite, though. Really have not gained any more max HP. Kill those eggs to make sure that the Elite isn't able to hatch high health things to absorb the attacks, and as long as we focus it down, that's good. The danger in Wave 14 is that these little summons stack up immensely, and you end up with a lot of projectiles on the field. That shouldn't be as big a problem for this character because we're clearing everything in the first half of the wave, so they didn't have the first 30 seconds to build up. But the second half of the wave, there's definitely going to be goobers building up, and we will have to start dodging projectiles pretty soon. As you can see, there's a lot of enemies on the field right now. I need a little more armor. I don't need a ton more, but because our healing is really good. Took 90 hits in a row. So I need to play a little cautious there and let my healing go up, because I just walked into every single attack there. Yeah, we lose some stuff for this, but this is 21 range damage. Some ridiculous amount of range damage, so very happy there. I'll just take 2 armor. That'll bring our armor back up. And then, now that I picked up that 21 range damage, I think I'm actually going to not buy the alloy. Because I think the thing that we need now is just dodge. Like, we just need defensive stats, dodge and HP. At this point, increasing our damage anymore is kind of irrelevant. We have 70 flat range damage, which is about 7 times as much as any other character would get, because we found the big arms, so, and, you know, have been prioritizing it. So I think I'm going to pass on that. I will definitely take improved tools. This will just increase the attack cooldown of our weapons, or of our turrets and stuff, and the spawn speed of our landmines. Now I need to buy attack speed, but this is still very good for us, so I'm going to pass on the scope here. Do I want to lose some range damage for some luck? I think I do. I'll take the lucky charm. Still early enough that this will pay off in better items, higher level items, better level ups and stuff, and so on. It's kind of nice. Usually in the early game you want your constructs to spawn spread out, but now that we're in the bottom quarter of the game here, having those two spawn together where they're able to focus down the same target is pretty nice, because the one attack from a turret is probably not going to be enough to kill most enemies on the field. What we don't want is for other things to spawn near our incendiary turret. We want that to be kind of off on its own, where it can be clearing big groups of enemies all at once. Alright, even with 18% lifesteal, our lifesteal is not as good as I'd like. This is why I really want to get, gonna take a hit there. Oh, actually, managed to not take a hit, then I took a hit, but I managed to get through that area without taking a hit. This is why I really want more dodge and armor and more max HP, because my max HP is horrible. Baby with a beard is a really good way. I mean, it does an insane amount of damage early, and it also, this projectile can trigger lifesteal, so it increases our lifesteal even further. Medical turret is a reasonable way to heal, but healing is not our problem right now. We actually just need more max health, more than we need healing. I'll still take the turret, that'll help, and I'll take the Lost Duck, roll again. And nothing here I want. These are, rerolls are getting really expensive, so we're just gonna pass. Clearing these waves so fast that there's like quite a bit of downtime in between enemy spawns. Now we're in the engineering phase, but we've got 3 turrets and some landmines, so we're still clearing things reasonably efficiently. This wave is hard because the buffer aliens, the brain bugs here, and the healers together mean that the damage from our constructs is mostly not enough to one-shot things, because the buffed aliens have more health, more max health, and then the healers are healing them back up to full, so we're not able to clear as easily. I will say this amount of harvesting we've gotten has really helped a lot. I'll take the hedgehogs, just some more damage, and then here, I'm going to reroll this. I don't need more damage. These are all damage options, and I'm really looking for more dodge or more max HP. Yeah, we'll take dodge. Attack speed would be fine, but I really just need defensive stats, I think. Here, do I want... I will take the Shmoop, just 6 max HP. Our max HP is so low that it's important to pick this up. The question is, do I want Tractor? It will tick 3 times, so it'll tick wave 17, 18, and 19 for 120. It will also grow by a lot because of the crown, but it cost me 8% damage. So will I get value out of Tractor this late? I think I would get value out of it, but I think I actually don't want to worry about economy at this point, and instead just focus on defensive stats. So this may look a little odd. These are 3 incredible high-tier items that I love very much, but I'm going to roll past all of them because we just need defensive stats for this character. And here we go. We found actually the best possible item we could have found. This is going to be basically plus 30 HP for us before we get to the boss, because it's going to give us HP whenever we pick up consumables. So incredible item to find there. Very happy about that. And if I'd bought any of those other 2, I would not have been able to afford it. So, or bought any of those other items, I'd have not been able to afford it. So that decision really paid off. It might not end up being quite plus 30. I don't know if our luck is high enough to guarantee dropping 10 consumables per wave, but it's going to be more health than just about any other item could have been for us. Pull those guys over the landmines. Make sure everything is ticking out from the fire. Dodge through all that and come back this way to pick up all the materials. Need to heal up before the end of the wave, because then it's going to suck in all the consumables, which will... no, I took a hit right at the end. So I didn't get max HP from the consumables that got pulled in at the end there, because I was below max, but we still ended up with 10 HP that wave. We had 51 going into it and 61 leaving it, so pretty happy about that. I will recycle the alien tongue, I think. I don't need to pick up more stuff, really, and 48 materials is a lot. Heal, consumable heal. I think we can recycle the alien worm as well. Explosion size is really good. We're relying on landmines in the later latter half of these waves. But how important is that to our actual game plan? I'd say not that important. Again, I think we just need defensive stats. I will take Tyler, though. This is going to be so much extra damage for us, and I don't think I need to upgrade my SMGs anymore. Just, we will have plenty of damage to clear this elite, I think. If I'm wrong about that, then Wings is good, and more move speed is going to be very good here. I think I do still want Pocket Factory. I mean, this is a lot of money to spend on non-defensive stats, but I think Pocket Factory, again, is going to be enough damage that it's worth picking up, and I will lock the wings. Alright, here's this guy. So many enemies spawned right at the start of the wave that I didn't know where the elite was. There we go. But yeah, you can see we have so much damage that I really do not need to invest in more damage, so that's why I'm kind of avoiding that. What we need at this point isn't damage or healing or anything. It's basically just one-shot protection. So max HP, armor, and dodge. And move speed is sort of falls in that category because it lets me more easily position, so I'm not getting hit by a million enemies at once. I do have to stay in range of enough enemies that I'm constantly attacking, because then we can lifesteal. If I ever stop attacking, I'm not lifestealing. There we go. Got a bunch of max HP there. So I lose some attack speed, but gain a bunch of damage. Yeah, I will still take heavy bullets, even though it's worth 169 to recycle. This is so much damage stats, I think it's worth taking. 6 max HP. I could take that, or I could roll for armor or dodge. I'll just take the health. Wings, I will take. Weird food, I think I won't. I don't think we need more healing. I don't need another minigun. I don't think I'm going to make back my money off coupon. I just don't need any of those damage stats. I'm really just rolling for any defensive stats we can find. I'll even take a tardigrade. Just one-shot protection is all I care about right now. Tardigrade, not an item I usually care that much for, because it prevents the least important damage that you're going to take. You know, you take one hit, and then you'll probably heal it back up before you take a second hit. So most of the time, the tardigrade doesn't actually end up protecting you. But in this case, all we care about is not taking, 9 or 10 hits in a row and dying immediately, because our healing is so good. So I'm just worried about kind of preventing myself from walking into 50 enemies and dying instantly. So there we go, we lost our tardigrade. And you can see we'd have healed back up before we took another attack very easily, so tardigrade did nothing there. It's more when we're up against the elites in later waves that it's going to matter. I know I'm giving up some max HP by picking up those consumables while damaged, but I'd rather just make sure I'm staying at full health. Actually made quite good money that wave, thanks to our very high harvesting. Here, again, I don't need more damage. I'm going to reroll. Still rerolling. I really wish I could take armor or dodge over the max HP. We've got plenty of that, but we need more multipliers, but that's okay. Fairy and Lure, neither of those matter going into wave 20, I don't think. Fairy is another way to kind of stay alive. No, we have so many level 4s, so we're only getting 8 regen from it. That's just not worth buying here. Still looking for armor and dodge. Give me armor, give me dodge. Explosive turret, we hopefully won't get to that point, because I'm planning to just burst down the bosses. Actually, because we're going into wave 20, we're planning to just burst down the bosses. I am just going to take some more flat damage. I probably should have just taken that. I kind of forgot we were on wave 20. I thought we were going into wave 19, so actually we do just want damage at this point so we can kill the bosses before we have to worry about staying alive. Nothing here I care about. Let's roll. And we won't be able to buy anything else good, so I'll take an incendiary turret. Just in case something goes horribly wrong and I don't kill the bosses before we swap into engineering mode, the incendiary turret might help us finish them off. But given the incredible damage output of the Cyborg in the first half of the wave, you should always be able to clear the bosses before you swap into your second form. And there we go. Alright, so that was a really fun run. I think that was not, like, the hardest way to play Cyborg, honestly. I think that the screwdriver build works a little better and is a little smoother, but and we got very lucky in the sense that I found 4 lenses and a bunch of landmines and stuff. Lots of really high-tier items here. Let's take a look at the crown. It gave us 87 harvesting, so it probably paid for itself. Extra stomach gave me 23 HP over 3 waves, so huge amount of bonus HP. Great find there. Anything else really interesting to look at? Not really. I think also the ugly tooth helped a lot. Removing enemy speed was really important, and the snail as well. I liked the decision to buy knockback. I also liked the decision to lose it with the lifesteal later on. I think this ended up just being a pretty clean way to build this character. A little lucky finding 4 lenses, which is kind of the perfect item for this character, but otherwise I think it went really well. Alright, my friends, I hope that you've enjoyed this look at the Cyborg and Danger 5 Random. And of course, as always, if you've enjoyed the video, please take a moment to like it and leave a comment. Both of those things help a lot with the channel and reaching new people with the algorithm, and I really do appreciate when you take the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy games. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.